Jon and Lucy are with us, and they are live from Hebden Bridge this morning. Thank you so much for being with us today. It must be annoying when people don't get the catchphrase right, Jon. I understand that entirely. Give us an idea, though, Lucy, because you were part of the sort of team behind writing this. How close is it to your real lives?
Very close until it's not close. Some things are our life, and some things are just in my head. Basically, and sometimes I get confused. Sometimes I think the things in my head are real, so it's very hard to know really. But it's a family sitcom, you know. We improvise a lot, but it's a scripted sitcom in a mockumentary style. So
it's basically real until you see me either fall off a roof or get set on fire, and then that's Lucy living out her fantasy as a writer and my partner.
It must be confusing for people, you know, I mean, because as you say, it's a mockumentary. You know, other people watching it going, what's real, what's not real?
Yeah, we do get a lot of that. And, you know, if I could give you any advice, it would be to not do that. If you're going to watch it, the motivating factor behind every scene is just to try and get as many laughs in as we can. So there's clips of shows we've made in the past. There's bits where we're just arguing on the couch. There's bits when we're out and about. There's genuine documentary stuff where they've just filmed us doing stuff. And we just film as much as we can and then keep the funniest stuff. So it's like half an hour of gags, basically. Brilliant. And then, you know, the fallout for our family is for us to deal with.
Yeah. What is the fallout? What's the fallout?
There's families who's in it and might not like to be, and there's family members who aren't in it and would like to be and are currently auditioning by being wacky when we have them round for dinner or they come to stay. You suddenly realise after about 20 minutes when they're juggling on the dining table, they're auditioning. They want to be in the next series.
My granddad and his partner are writing storylines for me. So they get together.
How much of it, Lucy, has been inspired by stuff that's actually happened during lockdown?
Well, a lot. We do in this, because this is the second series now, so that the first episode we sort of deal with all the lockdown stuff. We get it out of the way, don't we, and then carry on. But it's,
you know, even like when someone wins on a quiz and they don't get a hug, you just slowly are. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of it. I'm not a fan of social contact anyway, so it's all the better as far as I'm concerned. But it is nice.
And he's been sanitising for years. Yeah. He's been preparing this since he was 16.
So I call it foreplay, hand sanitising.
I don't think you can say that.
No. Jon.
Sorry.
That's all right. We've got as well, there's a lot of, we've spent quite a bit of time this morning on breakfast at a pub that's just reopening today. Lucy, how would you describe Jon's relationship with the pub? Because there's quite a bit of time spent, shall we say that?
It's the womb. He's going back into the womb. It's a warm, accepting place that he can be himself in. It's very important for men. Everyone should have a little pop-up, you know, like a little pop-up bar, really. A little area they can go. It's not about the drink, is it? Or the darts or the football.
Very often I'll go in and just have a can of lemonade and just, you know, sit.
And this is in, am I right, this is in your own pub in your own back garden?
It's in the garage, yes, and it has a name that must not be mentioned.
But it looks too it's in the show, but it looks too realistic. We was once in there, weren't we, on New Year's Eve, and I got so drunk, I asked for someone to order me a taxi. I didn't realise we was in our garage. But it's amazing what you've done with it. The house is a mess, but the garage looks brilliant.
What's about your daughter as well? Because she's a big star in it as well, Elsie, isn't she?
Yeah, we've had to sort of write her out because she was dominating. So at 3, we could just about outperform her, but she's 4 now, and she just steals every scene she's in, so we've had to cut that out.
We're always on tenterhooks because she when we do stuff, she always comes in and shouts "loser." So she's downstairs watching cartoons, and we're really worried.
Is she? So she's watching telly at the moment, is she? Brilliant.
She's been babysat as the kids across the nation are by a TV in a corner, and she's been given a chocolate muffin as well for being good while we're on. So we're absolutely in for it for the next hour.
Nothing wrong with that. You said with both of you being sort of comedians, is your daughter cheekier than an average? Yes, I can see you both nodding along there, Lucy. Is that something you have to live with?
Yeah, she is, isn't she?
She's well, you know, we sort of encourage that. That'll get knocked off over the years. I'm sure I was precocious over the sort of younger years, and then life sort of knocks that off you, and you you start merging, don't you? So for the time being, I'm delighted by the things she asked me to take pictures of and the things she shouts at me in the park. And
what does she say when she's eating her dinner? What does she tell you? How does she say? There's something brilliant she says. Here's the deal or something, is that right?
Oh, here's the deal, yeah. Yeah, you've done your research, or you've been peering through our dining room window, Louise. I don't know which is freakier. But yeah, that's exactly what she says. She sort of negotiates on what she's going to eat at dinner time, so she'll push like a veggie sausage aside and say, here's the deal. I don't eat that, but I still get cartoons. And you can't help but laugh.
It picks up other things, doesn't she? When I pick her up from nursery, I say, oh, what did you do? And she said, let's just say I played with the tray. It's funny, aren't they, at 4? They pick everything up from other people.
I like the idea of here's the deal.
I think it's
yeah.
And what it's worse as well, because you know she's picked that up off you, so you hear yourself back and you think, oh, God, I'm one of those dads who tries to sort of, kneel down and get to her level and negotiate, because that's what you've got to do with kids. And when you hear it back, you think, oh, God, if anyone's seen me doing that in the park, here's the deal, Elsie. You can have one more go in the swings, OK, and then you have a nut bar and we come home.
Oh, I love it. It's good. I'm going to use that catchphrase. Here's the deal, Dan.
Thank you very much for talking to us. It's great to see you on the programme. And the latest episode of Meet the Richardsons on Thursday, 10 o'clock on Dave.